Howdy, folks. My name is Norman Chen Liao, and we are reporting live from San Francisco, Nevada today with the esteemed Emperor Trajan. It's a pleasure to have you here, Trajan.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Norman. I would just like to give huge thanks to my family, friends, my army. Those guys are great, a couple thousand of them. I probably wouldn't be here without them. Most likely be dead.
So, Trajan, can you tell me a little bit about your early life, maybe your childhood and where you were born?
I'd love to, Norman. I was born in Italica, September 18th in the year 53. It was a cold midsummer night's dream when I was born. My mother gave birth to me, the greatest emperor in the world.
Ooh. The
My-
humblest as well.
Oh, stop it, Norman. My father was the governor of Syria, and my mother, who had given birth to my sister 5 years earlier than me.
So, did you join the military?
I did. I joined the military, and I increased rank when I was general in Syria. And while I was a commander in Legion, I crushed an uprising on Antinous Saturnus in '89 as a military general. Then I gained great fame and power. Then I fought in the Domitian's War against the Germans. I was amazing in that war. I crushed it.
Nice.
Thank you.
So, what was your reward for all of those military achievements?
So, well, I'm just gonna stop you right there. What?
You became consul.
I'm just gonna stop you right there and tell you that I became consul.
Ah.
Yeah. Just wanted to tell you. And that was the big award for me. But I mean, you know that my main goal was to become emperor because that's the greatest.
So, what happened after the war?
Oh, after the war, the Emperor Domitian was assassinated by a Praetorian Guard, and Nerva was elected Emperor of the Senate.
Oh.
Yeah, but
And how did you become emperor?
Well, Nerva shortly died in '98 I was adopted by him. Yeah, he was basically my dad. Although I had a dad in Syria.
But you were Nerva's adopted son.
Yeah.
So you became emperor.
I
Wow.
became emperor because I was nervous.
I see.
Yeah.
So after becoming emperor in '98, what was your main focus?
My main focus was to have a great relationship with the Senate. You know, just keep a strong knot between us that they would like me and not try to choke me or kill me. You know?
So did you do anything like in terms of expanding the empire, maybe?
Oh yeah, I expanded the empire greatly, and actually, just to say what I said, the Senate didn't oppose me at all. They liked me a lot. We actually became really close friends, and I'm still friends with some of them up in heaven. Yeah. And after becoming emperor, I focused on the Danube province, which was led by a king named Decebalus. You know him?
I do not,
Oh.
but I am familiar with his name. I believe I've heard it a few times in the past.
So you didn't do your research on Decebalus?
It wasn't on the roster.
Ah.
I do my job.
Well, let me tell
Nothing
you.
more, nothing less.
Let me tell you a short story about Decebalus, okay? So, he defeated the Roman army about a decade ago and refused to follow my orders. Sorry.
Trajan, what happened after the Dacian Wars?
After the Dacian War, I got great fame, you know. It was just a huge result of the war. My empire expanded, the Dacians were killed and enslaved, and also the Dacian mines created great wealth for my empire, and it used to fund my building programs.
Your building projects.
My building projects.
So I heard you're almost world-renowned for your building projects, aren't you?
Why, thank you. Yes.
So one of the main things you built was your forum, or Trajan's forum, as everyone calls it. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Well, my forum. Yeah. It was a huge forum. The last one to be built, exactly. It glorified me and made my military victory. My son Hadrian later added a temple, contained a statue of myself and my own column. The column was built as a monument for the Trojans' military achievements in the Dacian War. Almost 100 feet tall.
Oh, pretty tall.
Yeah. I built the first public baths on a hill near the forum. Water was brought by an aqueduct, which later drew the Lake Boccaccio, an area around 60 kilometers, dedicated in 109. This improved my harbors. I built a hexagonal harbor on which the Ostia, which was safer. It made grain be able to ship in easier. Oh, yeah.
So, the harbors, did you do anything about the harbors?
Yeah, I improved the harbors and built a hexagonal harbor, the Ostium, which was safer, actually.
Ah, indeed it was.
Yeah.
And I have in my notes here that the Appian Way was Rome's most important road. It connected Rome to Brindisi in southeast Italy, and it was very helpful moving soldiers quickly over great distances.
Yeah.
Apparently, you extended it quite a bit. What did you do to it?
Well, I extended it and made it a lot bigger. This made the harbor of Ancona much busier, and it was easier to get in grain for the people in my country.
Ah, that's interesting. And also,
It is.
one of your, I guess, most awe-inspiring buildings, but not a very famous one, is the bridge at Alcantara, Spain.
Wait, sorry, did you just say it wasn't famous?
Possibly.
Because it's been there for the last 2,000 years.
Well, you do have a good point. If I'm not mistaken, however, that is 1,992.57 years.
You're gonna go there.
Indeed.
Proceed. My my bridge was a huge bridge over a river in Spain with many arches. The bore an inscription in Latin. I said, "I have built a huge bridge, which will last forever."
And indeed, it does seem to have lasted quite a while.
I know,
because
Norman.
It is still in use today in 2014. So that brings me to my next point. What is the maximum velocity of an unladen swallow?
The maximum velocity of an unladen swallow is when you take 2 hex gigabytes divided by a third of diameters into a trash can.
I believe in my notes I'm getting 125.49 thousand gigaliters of shoelaces.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Awesome. Go. So where were we? Ah, yes. We were on the Parthian Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me a bit about the Parthian Wars?
Of course. Well, in 113, I planned to attack Parthia, which is a modern-day northeast Iraq. And the Parthians were under Roman control, but had chosen a king without consulting the Roman Empire.
So that would be you.
Yeah, that's me.
And
Thanks for
were
pointing out
you
the
angry?
obvious.
No problem. That is my specialty. So were you angry that they had chosen the king without consulting with you and without asking for your permission?
Well, yeah, I was very mad. So I actually I appointed the king from power, and then he was later murdered. I might have something to do with that, but that's classified information.
So then, after you marched into Armenia and removed him from power, what did you do?
Well, in 115, I turned south towards Mesopotamia and captured Babylon, among the other cities. I captured the Parthian Empire of Sidestone. The cities I captured, however, were the most tremendous things that have ever gone through my mind in the entire world. People just kept rebelling, especially the Jews and the Mesopotamians.
So I take it the cities you captured were easy to capture but difficult to keep control of. Am I correct?
Yeah, they had a temper for sure.
Wow.
So I withdrew my troops and I went back to Rome, but I died in Salamis, Sicily.
Oh, how terrible.
It's fine.
Oh, all right. When was that? When did you die? Not to
August.
sound insensitive or anything.
No, it's fine. August 9th, 117.
And I take it you have some powerful wizard friends because I see you're here today wearing a spotted leopard coat infused with tiger's blood.
Yeah, I got this from my friend Macklemore, who got this when he went thrift shopping.
Thrift shopping.
Yeah.
So have you had any problems adjusting to the modern day lifestyle?
No, I actually kind of like it. I like this whole iPhone thing. It's really cool. And this camera we have right now, I've never seen one of these before.
Yeah, it's just the cable problem. Oh, man.
Yeah, I know. I hate the cable stuff.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, no
Ladies
problem.
and gentlemen,
It's been a
that is
pleasure,
Trajan.
Norman.
I gotta testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. Gotta testify. Come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky.